Cause like, to some, Michael Jordan's successful.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike Tyson is a failure.
Yeah.
But to others, Mike Tyson is successful and Jordan a sellout.
All right.
Now, when you get down to the nuts and bolts of this shit and you realize that Jordan was told that if he do anything in our community,
right.
he dead.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't think he was crying about Kobe, nigga. He was crying because his people was coming to bail him out of a impossible situation to live in. How can you have hundreds of millions or $1 billion and you looking at your people starving and you are not allowed to do nothing unless they're going to take your life and your money? They done already took your daddy to let you know they not bullshitting with you, nigga. You see? So then already, they know that he already know they took my daddy. What the fuck they gonna give a fuck about taking me?
Mm-hmm.
I can't help you. And then, so on the cover story, it looked like he sold us out. But behind the scenes, you realize that he got a death threat over his head.
Of course.
He ain't the only one. They moved LeBron James out of Cleveland to LA so they can watch his ass. He was doing too much good shit in Cleveland.
Akron, his school, yeah.
You can go there now and see the shit that he was doing that's been left abandoned because they took him out there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if he come back and try to fix that shit, they gonna fix his ass like they did Kobe. They got to fix for all these niggas. Any one of them that don't want to conform, they got to fix, and it's called death. Take his ass out the game. Don't let him play no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how they controlling them. LeBron want to do a whole lot of shit he ain't allowed to do right now.
Yep.
The only ones in the entertainment industry that's allowed, they really ain't allowed. They just do it because they set themselves up in such a way where if they do something in the community, they still gonna be looking at them crazy, but they can't do nothing about it because they don't have them under contractual control. Is independent rap artists. The independent rap artists do more in the neighborhood than any other entertainers, except for a select few like Bill Cosby. Right? Bill Cosby, they had to get rid of that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you say that? What was Bill Cosby doing to make them want to get rid of him? He started telling y'all the rules to the game in the public domain. That we wasn't supposed to go into their shit. We were supposed to educate our children ourselves. Bill Cosby single-handedly sent more of our children to university to get higher education than anybody else in the entertainment industry. Nobody sent more people to get higher education than him. Get rid of that. They killed his son because he wanted to buy NBC so that we can control some media on our land. Right? Then they tried to disgrace him with a girl claiming to be his daughter, coming to find out they ain't related. Right? So when they get done doing everything they could to him, the last thing they left was this motherfucking, the only case that you don't need no evidence is a sex case. The allegation is the evidence. If a motherfucker is accused of some nefarious sexual shit, everybody believe it. Everybody believe it. Even if they don't say they believe it, they'll look and they'll be like, yeah, figure another one of them niggas.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they won't never analyze the stories being told. That panel they had on that talk show was reading from a script. And then they got sections where they're allowed to ad-lib. Embellish the story. But if you don't know forensic psychology, there's no fucking way you gonna know they making that shit up.
Yeah, and that's humbling because it just tells us we don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know everything, and then when you start waking it up, you start seeing, and then you start understanding who people are, and it's just like you don't know people. So that's why I always stand up for people in the industry, because I'd be like, no, I know that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that person's soul. They ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they a good kid. You know what I'm saying? They just caught up in something. No,
look, A good example of what you're talking about is R. Kelly. R. Kelly is autistic.
I was just thinking about him. Yeah.
90% of us do not know because he's so great at music that he's borderline retarded. Very few of us know this. Seriously, I'm not. This is not funny to me. This is serious. So when they put them little girls up under him, he can't tell that she's not 20 or 12. He retarded.
Yep.
Right? And now, if you read the stories and go over them, I don't got no problem with him being locked up. This is where I got the problem at. Why y'all not locking up them niggas that's bringing them kids to this man in the studio?
Yep.
He didn't go out. He wasn't up at high schools and junior high schools hunting for girls. They was bringing them to the studio, giving him to him. Who is these motherfuckers and why are they doing it? Well, when they found out that they couldn't access his money because it was in a specific kind of account, of escrow account that they can't touch, and he can't even touch it till you get a certain age, and he ain't there yet. Right? So when they found that out, they just said, get rid of the nigga. We don't need him no more. And then we go along to get along with that shit. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm saying that according to the laws that they prosecuted him under, if they didn't get the motherfuckers bringing them kids to him, he the last motherfucker should have been got. Because he's not mentally astute enough to determine the age of a female.
Yeah.
All he good at is music. That's it. Anybody been around Kells will tell you the nigga can't read. He can't count. He don't know how much money he got. He don't know where his money at. But if you put him in that motherfucking recording studio, he gonna turn out hit after hit after hit.
Yep.
But when you can't get to his money because somebody was smart enough to secure his finances so that they can't take it from him, right? Now it's a problem. Now they got to get rid of the nigga, disgrace the nigga, tear him down at every aspect, right? Because now they frustrated because they can't get his money. That's what's gonna happen on the 22nd. We do this Free Larry Hoover campaign. We start fucking with their money. They get frustrated to the point where they're going to throw a tantrum. That's what we waiting on. Because when you fucking with them advertising dollars, you talking billions and billions of dollars around the world. When you fucking with the algorithms that they using to base advertising dollars on, oh no, who is this nigga?
Right.
First acknowledgement of who he is the guarantee to restore the land. That's why they ignoring it. The same with Angel Bay, the same with Big Tukey, the same with Malachi York, the same with Mumia, Imam Abu Jamal, H-Rap Brown, same with him. You know, and look, H-Rap Brown case, I watched that shit on Court TV live while he was going to trial. I just knew he was finna walk. And they convicted him. And I was like, what did they convict him on? Where is the evidence? Okay, so the police story was, he came in, he was driving, they went to pull him over. When he pulled over, they got out the car, he shot one of them and took off. Now, they gave a description of the car as a dark color Chevy. Now, everybody that know him know he drive a gold Mercedes-Benz. They got the car, but it ain't his car. It's not registered to him, right? Because the car crashed, and then they said that the person who was driving the car got shot, and they followed the trail of blood. That's how they knew, right? When they catch him, he don't got a scratch on him. Right? This is in the trial. Why in real time trial shit. So they say that they went back to his house and arrested him and booked him on the charges for attempted murder of a police officer. Right? And they caught him. He had a gold Benz in the driveway. Right? So they know what his car looked like. He don't drive a dark color SUV. They never identified who drove the Chevy. Who car was it? They never said who the car it belonged to. It wasn't his. Or else they just said, oh, the car registered to him. But they were saying it like he borrowed somebody's car to do the dirt. Now, why are they after him? What did he do? Remember, he was one of the premier voices for SNCC, the Student Non-Violent Coordinating Committee.
Okay.
Right? He was and he was also affiliated loosely with the Black Liberation Army and the Black Panther Party. And when what he was doing in Atlanta is he had a whole crew of techies working on computer shit. And from this tech community that he built, they built a gated community where everybody in that motherfucker was doing good. Everybody that was a part of his group was doing good. Nobody wasn't starving. They still ain't. But they wanted to get rid of him because they didn't want him influencing motherfuckers like Malachi York or Louis Farrakhan on how to implement this technology into their doctrine and into their teachings and to get these children into the tech support systems. Because now you're talking about economic freedom, liberation from oppression. They can't have that shit. When they got done with that case, I was in prison when he went to trial. And I was walking the yard with the guy. I said, man, I can't believe that shit. I can't believe he got convicted for this bullshit.
Yeah.
The only thing they didn't say is, this is the only thing that was missing from the trial. Well, we know he ain't the one that did it, but he the one we want. That's the only thing they didn't say. The prosecutor should have just got up for closing arguments and said, we know he ain't the one that did it, but he the one we want.
Right.
Right? He should have. Because the whole case said that he ain't the one that did it. He was just the one they wanted. And here we go. We intelligent people. So we say our people swear up and down. We smart. We not dumb. But we don't see through this bullshit. They never stop bombing us.
Mm-hmm.
At any time that we start getting a strong community together,
mm-hmm.
Philadelphia, move, blow their ass up. You know what I mean?
It wasn't about it.
If you fight the police,
they didn't use.
If you can fight the police, huh?
They didn't use an eviction for Philadelphia, or no?
That was what you call the pretense. The pretense for the bombing was an eviction notice, the serving of an eviction notice.
Okay.
Why would you blow the building up if you're trying to get somebody out the building?
Right.
Matter of fact, not the building, the block. They blew the whole block up. The same thing they did in Tulsa, Rosewood, Los Angeles, right? People forget all of them motherfuckers riots when they was burning their that wasn't us. That was them mixed in with us. Right? If you go, all you gotta do is go back to the 91 Rodney King riots in California. If some nigga walking down the street with a bullhorn giving instructions on what to tear up to start the riot, we don't pay that shit no attention. They always use some emotionally stirring conditions, circumstances, and situations to get us riled up so we can't think. Fuck that emotional shit.
Yeah. And that's how they
we
attack
need to do
us.
more thinking. Yep. They never stop attacking us. We've been in a perpetual state of war. And our territory has been an occupied territory. They turned our castles into prisons.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anybody can look at the old prisons and see they was castles. That's the foulest shit you can do.
Yeah. And I'm so ready for the youth, like these babies, these 18, 25, like these kids, these 16, like it's so important for them to get the information. And I be thinking to myself, like, when are we going to like get out there and start like connecting and networking? And you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I get discouraged because it's like I'm in Cleveland and I don't know nobody. I'll talk to somebody that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I be thinking to myself, like, when is that time gonna come where we just get out there and be like, we tired? You know what I'm saying? Even with Free Larry Hoover, like, I tell people, like, you don't know how important it is to get him out. You know what I'm saying? To get this balance back. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't you tired? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't you tired?
But see, they what they not doing, they still looking at, instead of they going to a David Copperfield show.
Right.
He tell him watch the curtain, he gonna make an elephant disappear.
Right.
Right? So he pulled the curtain up and he let the curtain down. They watching the curtain and the elephant disappeared. They believe in the curtain. They believe in the illusion more than they believe in the fact that somebody else know, oh, he walked the elephant around there and put him behind that motherfucking wall. Oh, he didn't. He made him disappear. I seen it. I was there. No, he took him behind the wall. I'm pretty sure he took him behind the wall. I seen it. No, he ain't taking him. I was there. He made that motherfucker disappear. I already made that jet disappear too. Right? Yeah. So they'll argue you down because he told you it was an illusion before you ever went. And you swear that there's no way that you would fall for an illusion, but when you fail for it, now you can't accept the fact that you fell for an illusion. This is where we at. So the Larry Hoover situation is this. They don't know who's supposed to be the leadership on the land. They believe, wrongfully, but they believe it, that the United States is a real government and it's our government. What adds fuel to the fire is they got our children enlisting in their military to fight motherfuckers that's bitching about our condition. Anybody over around the world that complain about what's going on over here, they blowing their ass up.
Yep.
Period. But we ain't saying shit. So the Free Larry Hoover is us saying enough is enough. Now we saying something, motherfucker. Right? We mothers is gonna call all our children back from your military and now see what the fuck you do. If all the mothers start calling their kids talking about get home, they coming. They coming. And the ones that's in there that may be orphaned, seeing all of their soldier comrades going, they coming too. What's going on at home?
Yeah.
You know? So the whole thing now is what we choosing? We gonna choose to be free, or we choosing the system of slavery and servitude?
Nah, it got to be freedom, because and this is saying this because we can't be selfish. People hurting.
Well, right now, the biggest obstacle is this: people think that freedom means oppress somebody else instead of us.
Right.
That's not fixing the problem. That's just shifting it. That's called a revolution. The same problem, but a different motherfucker on the top.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
Right.
In that case, we could have left it like it was. If we gonna fix it, fix the problem and not just change the motherfucking actors at the top.